Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Lines Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on Grand Canyon. So let's go ahead and introduce our players and team, starting with Team 1 up here in the northeast and ending with Team 2 down here in the southwest. Let's go ahead and start with the Snow White player here on Team 1 named Ninja Wombat. Going first, land as an Aeon. Very hard to hide in a kind of a reddish, dark kind of, like, what is this, purple color. So white is definitely going to pop in this game, so really can't hide in the snow as other players can. In the rear, we have in Amethyst Purple as Cavalier, going first air as a Cybrin, and another player here in the very much rear end corner of the map. We have Geneva going first land in Chevy Crimson as a UEF. Hopefully he does not violate the Geneva Convention in this match. In the center slot, we have Capricious. Capricious, I think that's how you say it. Going first land, second air as another UEF in Pac-Man Yellow. Another air slot. We have another YouTuber here. We have the Duelist going first air in Tropical Ocean Blue as an Aeon. And last but not least, here to the west, we have Jaguar, also known as Jaguar, going first air as a Cybrin in Royal Blue. So for Team 1 side of things, for racial makeups, we have 2 Cybrin, 2 Aeon, 2 UEF, no Seraphim Tech available to our players here on that northeastern team. Down here in the south for Team 2, we're going to start with the Laddish Red player of QQQ, going first land as a Cybrin, of course, in Laddish Red Pink. To his west, we have Rift Station going first air as a Cybrin as well, and they are rocking. Wait, well, is this glow? This isn't glow in the dark green. Is this another yellow? Because that's Pac-Man yellow. No, this is glow in the dark green. Yeah. And then in the middle, in light oak tan, we have Sub Q going first land, second land, third land as the first Seraphim of the game. And he is in the middle slot going Seraphim. And in the rear slot here for Team 2, we have Ken number 1 going first land, second air, just by the way that the structures were, I think, built. And he is in Barbie Pink, and he is a Seraphim. Here to the west, we have the Batman Gray player of Triplicate. Wonder if he is filing his forms in Triplicate. That is a lot of work to deal with, though, so hopefully he doesn't have to deal with that all the time. He's going first air, second land as as an Aeon, and it's already going T2 land at T2 air at 3 minutes. So very on the ball here. Want to tech up fairly quickly. And last but not least, here for Team 2, already on the move, we have Stars K. I think I call him Stars. And he's going first land, second air as a UEF in Stitch Blue. Very sensible color for that faction. For Team 2 side of things, for their racial makeups, we have 2 Seraphim, 1 Aeon, 1 UEF, and 2 Cybrin. So all the races here represented on Team 2 side of things. They'll have access to everything in the toolbox and don't have to worry about missing on any of that juicy tech. Here in the map, we have 12,120, probably about 12 and a quarter, maybe even 12,500 reclaim for our players to scoop up. And in terms of mass points, they're kind of dotted around. There's not one huge group that like, oh, we got to go for this point because there's, 3, 4, 5 mexes. But, there's a couple here, a couple down here, a couple down here. But there's not really like a small grouping of them like core mass is starting off. And there is a big feature of this map. It is a volcano, and it is very smoky. Well, maybe we'll see some eruptions, maybe we won't, but nice little aesthetic for the kind of lava-esque environment. Even the land, it kind of looks like an ocean. If you really zoom out and kind of look at it, it looks like that's the ocean color, but that is land. There's even a couple of plateaus that our players can go try to claim, and there is pathways all the way up, so they're not isolated from the land. But a large grouping of mass here is around this volcano. It does make sense because, the volcano spits out some rocks and junk once in a while from the magma inside of it that turns into lava. Stars going for the reclaim. We also have the column of Ninja Wombat going for reclaim as well. Team 1 looks like they're siding on this eastern side of the volcano, and Team 2 kind of sitting with the western side. We are going to have an engage here pretty soon of Sub Q versus Ninja Wombat here in the middle of the map. Transports out here from Team 1 coming from Duelist, probably going for a couple of these. Yep, going for those Mechs, try to claim those very early on. We already had a drop here from Triple Q. I think that's what I'm going to call him this game. We're going to get a nice land facility on the line and secure that eastern plateau. Sub Q having to retreat. Don't know why. He's not really facing a huge threat. It's about the same, I feel like. Couple of units, one comm to one comm. Sub Q does have the advantage in hit points by 500. Not the most biggest difference in hit points, but any difference could mean the difference between victory or defeat. We're just zooming out a little bit. A lot of our players in the back line going for teching up, or at least for ecoing. We have the player of Triple Q already at T2 air. T1, actually T2 land under construction here for Can 1. We already saw Triplicate going for T2, not automatically, but very early on. So maybe we'll see a lot of airplay in this game. Hopefully, I like air combat. It's very fun to watch and try to decipher what our players are doing. T2 already online here for Geneva. That's really it. T2 on the way here for S Cavalier, and I'm assuming the Duelist, nope, hasn't built anything as of yet. I think he's just teching up his Mechs as we speak, and Jaguar just producing some units over there. Gun range already down on the way for Ninja Wombat. First upgrade of the game at 6 minutes. Wanting to secure this southeastern side of the giant, I wouldn't say giant, but volcano. They're gonna build a radar installation here in the lava. It's a very interesting move here. Will they succeed? Yep, it is online. The engineer's kind of hanging out. I guess it's not like the... Oh, there was that one map I casted a long time ago. It was kind of a noob match. I don't remember what the name of the map was called, but there was an active volcano. It would spew out rocks and stuff all the time. But multiple radar installations here for Team 1. They have 2 right here. Oh, and there they went. They just got... did they just get evaporated, I think? This one got blown up. But I think this one just got taken off. You can see kind of the... Well, maybe it did get shot down. Sometimes the volcanoes are active, sometimes they're not. I think this is a map where they are not. Advanced range going down here for Ninja Wombat. Wants to be able to fire, I guess, at range would be the phrase I would use, but even at a greater range. Speed and range going down here for Sub Q. T2 for here for Triplicate. So we have 3 comms here for Team 2 on this center landmass causeway. I guess we'll call it a causeway. And 2 comms here for Team 1. This one of Capricious, kind of far back, going for another radar installation. There's so many radars that have already been taken out and being built all the time. Team 1 very focused on getting their intel game on point. Does look like here to the east we have Ez Cavalier going for a drop down here. Gets a couple of, at least one land factory online, but we have units here from Rift Station. He's going to try to push forward, take this facility out. Has a couple of Mantis and an AA gun in the mix just to protect against some bombers. Does look like, in terms of map control, Team 2 pretty much 50-50 even here with Team 1. Team 1 kind of siding with the northern, would be hemisphere of the map, and Team 2 with the southern hemisphere. For the most part, little kind of switcheroo here for Team 1 and Team 2 in terms of the middle, but that's about it. The gun upgrade does finish for Sub Q. Will the gun upgrade here for Ninja Wombat finish? This game is a little bit of a lower ranked a grouping. We have a 600 to a 1600. You'd think the highest and lowest rated player would be on the same team, but it is pretty even at 1133 average rating per player, and then 92%. So pretty close to very, very good distribution of ranking and skill set and whatever. But Sub Q is pushing forward, taking out the comm of Ninja Wombat. That is his goal. His units focusing on the ads here against Ninja Wombat. Ninja Wombat is kind of in a way. A couple of T2 gunships appear here from Capricious. We have more and more arriving all the time as a squad of units. And the comm of Ninja Wombat goes down very quickly. He was very outnumbered. He was on an upgrade, had to cancel the upgrade. Didn't really go very well. He was the second lowest player here for Team 1. Team 1 now focusing on trying to take out Sub Q. Sub Q is the highest rated player here for Team 2, so it would make sense kind of why that did work the way it worked. But Interceptors over the top for Team 2, trying to take out these gunships. There's not a lot of AA support. There's some coming in right now. A lot of those forces here for Sub-Q were taken out, but Sub-Q will retreat and be safe for now, dropping this game to a 6v5 in favor of Team 2. I wasn't zoomed in as much as I probably should have been, but I was focused on seeing if there would be any reinforcements here for Ninja Wombat, but there was not, and he died. It almost seemed like he just control K'd, essentially. It was, feel like, I don't remember the message. Guess I was focused on something else. All of you will let me know down in the comments if you feel like that was a control K or not. I feel like that could have been a straight up kill without an assisting control K, but who knows. All those units here for Sub-Q were taken out. More reinforcements are coming in. T2 to restore some hit points here for the comm of Sub-Q. We have a couple of bombers trying to soften off these units here against Copernicus. We have UEF versus UEF. Very sad to see brothers in arms fighting one another, but you know, sometimes you have a disagreement and sometimes you just can't seem to come to some sort of, you know, arrangement. Units in coming in. Oh, this is a missed opportunity here for Team 2's player of Stars. He could be pushing forward and pincer maneuvering the comm of Capricious, but units in from Capricious trying to come in and assist. He's not outnumbered just yet. He still has his comm. His transport's taken out. Well, I guess that's just is that a dead? What's that? Yeah, is this just some weird, like, visual glitch? Because that's a transport, and it's not destroyed. There's a couple of these Selens. They're just kind of stationary units, I guess. Maybe that's what that... I think that's a UEF transport, though, so I wonder what that's about. Anyway, Capricious is the one targeted. Stars notices the advantage and is going to move in. Bombers over the top targeting Capricious's comm. More units in for Capricious coming in trying to assist him. He's going to move in the eastward direction to be assisted by them. This position is not going to hold. He will have to retreat. The combined forces, they're not getting in super close like they were against Ninja Wombat here earlier, but constantly being hit by some bombers. Where is the AA support? Will we see? I think that's a Janus and an ASF here for Team 1. They'll come take out those bombers. Capricious will look like he'll make it out of there. Lots of reward built here to try to force back these units. They're going to keep pushing forward. Janus bombing the units here against Team 2. And he'll probably be able to reclaim that section of the map. But he was pushed back. A lot of delays here for Team 1 on this middle side. A small run-by attempt here from the Duelist trying to come in from the western edge. Had a couple of flares and one Aurora. Unfortunately, the Aurora does not win the close combat attacks of the Striker. Nano Repair now going on for Sub-Q, so he's going to be really chonky now. 17,000 hit points, first rank of veterancy, and we'll be able to rep up 86 a second. Lots of hit points here for Sub-Q. We notice T3 has been achieved in the air for 1, 2, and probably 3 players. Yep, pretty soon. T2 is not priority yet. They're producing some gunships. The what are they called? T2 jet. Oh no, the T1 jesters. Oh, I thought they were T2. Never mind. Those are jesters. Those are T1. Another air facility here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every single player has air technology that they're going to try to use. And will this be a huge air fight? This game, broadswords brought forth at 13 minutes. Man, it's going to be a very interesting game with a lot of air power. Team 2 trying to push the western side. Cerberus can't really seem to hit those units because of the slight hill that those units are climbing up. I don't know if these are enough. I always talk about how Cerberus are very weak, but against T1 units they are very effective because they fire so rapidly. Now we're seeing ASFs produced here for Team 2. We have 1, 2, probably 3 here pretty soon. Nope, not pretty soon. This one's going to be pretty close. Looks like everyone except for the players of Stars and for Sub-Q are going air. We'll see if that will end up not going in their favor, as everyone on Team 1 has at least a T2 facility. And, well, I guess this was the old facility here of Ninja Wombat. But, you know, it's Aeon, so it's fine. He probably built at least an air facility at some point. And then Geneva built a T2 for a backup. In terms of the mass per second, we have 430 for 440 for Team 1 and 410 for Team 2. About a 20 to 30 mass generation differential with about 15, 16, more like it's getting close to 20. So let's just average it out to 20,000 mass ahead of their opponents. We're even seeing T3 units in terms of ground units for these Titans for Capricious. Want to pump out a lot of defenses here. We have Sub-Q doing a bit of a PD creep here to the south. Wants to have himself some layered defenses, but now Titans starting to punish these units here for Sub-Q. Not really looking good for him in terms of tech. And Janus flying over the top. That's not going to help. A lot of napalm inbound. Oh, that is a plateau. Those Janus are dealt with, but the damage is done. About a third, if not half, of those forces here for Sub-Q are gone. And we can see some units. They're not. Are they not in range? Oh, now they're giving the attack. No, they're attacking. Huh. Weird. I feel like those units were in range, but they didn't fire. T1 gunship's going to be brought forth to take out Sub-Q. They're targeting the T2 air flak, and that's a lot of flak, especially with those T2 units as well, T1 units as well, with T1 air defenses. The air defenses are gone, at least the one nearby Sub-Q, but a lot of those gunships were were taken out. There's not enough to really do a whole lot of damage on this comm, considering 17,000 hit points and 86 hit points a second. That push will not get anywhere, unfortunately, here for Team 1's player of Jaguar. Good idea. Probably should have been T2 or T3 gunships at that point, but there was just so much flak that could take out T1 gunships. It really did not matter. Ayashiba's appearing here for Sub-Q, wanting to get a lot of the mobile flak online. Building more air defenses as we speak. Engineers reclaiming all of their old brethren. Another comm has appeared here on the... Well, I guess there's always been 2 or 3, I should say. It's still Capricious here in the middle slot, all by his lonesome. Hasn't been able to really hold it, but a huge wave of miasma fire. At least explosions. What did I miss? Was it I mean, that is the miasma explosion. Maybe those were from those missiles. I don't see any artillery in the area. That's missile defense. That's missile defense. That's missile defense. Yeah, I don't see any artillery. It could have hit him. It could have been those. Oh shoot! What are they called? Oh, what are they called? I forget what they're called. They're the little missiles that the Aeon can build. They changed their feature from single fire damage, single fire targets, to more of an AOE. Oh shoot! What are they called? But blanketing here for Team 2 of Sub-Q. Takes out half of those forces of T1. Now we're seeing a pusher with a bunch of Titans, couple of Perseus, and a decent amount of shields. These Utoshalas do not stand a chance. Bombs are coming in all the time. Not really going to do a whole lot against T2 shielding. Push to the west from the Duelist, trying to take out a couple of these Mongeese, as well as a bunch of Aurora. Lots of Fervors in the mix, but unfortunately it's not going to hold up against the combined power of the Aurora. Sub-Q brought forth, going to take out some Titans personally. Brings in his units as well. Overcharge does not kill a Titan outright for him for now, but he just needs more E-storage. Couple of Perseus in the mix. Oh, they're going to target the comm of Sub-Q. Oh, I think he's made a mistake. He's gone too far forward. There's too many Perseus and Titans here. He's in the red. Sub 4,000, sub 100. Boom. And that is a kill here for Team 2. The highest rated player in the game is gone, defeated by Capricious, and he's going to feel very good about that. Transfer of control will be given to probably Ken. Yep, given to Ken. You know, I think he's like a barely higher from what I saw before I started the replay. He will be given control over that. Of course, in custom they are rounded. We don't see the exact ratings. Those are only in ladder games, just so that the balancing can be a little bit better in customs, because it's really hard to balance an exact number. It just is. But just how it goes sometimes, though. But we see a push here from the Duelist and from Capricious. There's a little bit more momentum here for him. He's still building more T3 units, and now again switching over to Perseus, at least producing more and more of those. One solitary Mongoose underneath shield coverage here for the land player of Stars. We're having Fervor Fire constantly rain in, and Auroras are lining that side of the map using their range. The Fervors can hit them, so as long as the Auroras move, but they are being pinched by enemy Aurora, and of course the Perseus are now moving eastward, not westward. Kind of a missed opportunity, honestly. The Perseus could do a lot of damage to these grouped up Aurora, and it's just this kind of back and forth here between the Duelist and Triplicate and Stars. But I would be kind of surprised to not see the duelists build some artillery on this plateau. Nice little range up here. We do see T2 Triads trying to hold off the incoming push here to the west. But the east, looks like those forces from Capricious are retreating as well. Miasma, AoE is dealing a lot of damage to the units here from Capricious. And are they actually from artillery? Let's see some TMD, a lot of AA. I see one missile here from a Viper. And that's really about it. Yeah, it must be those missiles or something. I don't see them. I know I'm not crazy. Like, I know that they've added the miasma kind of lingering effect to those missiles. Okay, what? Okay, now it's gonna bug me. What are they? Okay, Aeon. No, nowhere. Right there. Okay, there we go. Triplicate. Sorry if I'm being distracted. They are Mercies. That's what they're called. The guided missiles. It is. I guess it's a mercy to be killed by them. I guess is the joke. But the T3 Whalers, I'm going to say Jesters, but Whalers here for the lightest red pink player of Triple Q. We have two players on Team 2 with Qs in their name. And hopefully the clan tag for a couple of these players does not indicate their political leanings. Hopefully not, but you never know. Looks like we see a bunch of walls built up here in kind of a weird formation. Don't know what that's about. Let's see. No, I don't see why they're doing it that way. You would think maybe if there's some land incursions, maybe it's going to be harder to maneuver. But you would think they just do one straight wall and call it good. But apparently not. But again, missiles raining in all the time from these Vipers. Would like to see even more of these. The missiles from the Vipers, they split off. So it's harder for direct fire TMD to really deal with them. We are hit the 21-minute mark. 2 players have died. It is a 5v5 to all tied back up. See a lot of presence here from Triple Q, and even looks like, well, let's see. I guess Triple Q has control over these units, not Ken. I thought Ken did, but I guess not. Colors are very similar though. T3 strategic missile defense here for Triple Q is fearing a nuke here from Team 1. Does Team 1 have any sort of thing building? Just building up their eco, building up their air grid. Probably starting an air grid for the duelist. Well, that's the generator, not a missile. And I don't really see Omni already on station here for Geneva. And oh, there is a missile launcher here for Capricious. Do they notice it though? No, they do not. So maybe just as a precaution would be my guess. Artillery raining in all the time here for Team 2. A battery of miasma trying to puncture these shields against the duelists. And we even see some clink hammers to the west. Dual artillery, not the best position here for the duelist to be in. It's a 2v1 scenario. His partner to the west of Jaguar could be pushing the land, but it doesn't look like that is going to be the occasion here for now. These units here for Capricious kind of going back and forth, deciding where he really wants to go. He wants to hide behind the little volcano here, but don't know how that's going to feel. I guess the floor is lava in this case. Want to stay off the red marks. Let's get a nice little shot of that though. Nice little shot of the floor is lava. We get a couple different screenshots for the thumbnail, of course, because gotta have interesting little thumbnails for everybody to click on, so everyone watches the video. The yesterday's video has been doing very well today, and I'm very not surprised by it, but I guess surprised might be the word for it. It's performing a lot better than some of my recent videos, so I do appreciate everyone's interest in that one. It was the naval weapons are overpowered video, and it was a very good game. A lot of back and forth in that game, so it was a very good game to watch. I would highly recommend watching it if you haven't already. And hopefully everyone is enjoying their weekend. It is Sunday when this video will be posted. So hopefully everyone is enjoying it and having some fun before the cold weather sets in, at least here in the northwest section of the world in the North American continent. And now we see even more Vipers here from Team 2. Team 2's player here for Rift Station. You can see the missiles raining in all the time. They don't do a lot of damage when they split, but because of the fact that they do split, it makes it harder for them to not be shot down. You can see even if they're shot down, you can see missiles still hitting the shield generator. Yellow kill, says Night Wombat. Oh, targeting this section of the map. I think that's talking to Scout, says Capricious. Well, there is a lot of AA here. The shields are being popped up all the time. Wouldn't be surprised to see some building, Gunthers. They're building Gunthers to assault this base here. The Team 1's player of Geneva has to deal with this position. It's starting to impact his secondary base here. Not really working out for him so far, but he can come back from it. Just needs a lot of Janus bombing runs or even just strap bombers just to blow that out of the water. What is the build up here for Team 2's air? Well, it does look like it's a mix of the pink players. Doesn't make my job a lot easier to see kind of at a glance, but 51 here for Ken, and for Triple Q we have 35, so about 80 or so here for Team 1, and for Team 2 and Team 1 we have 58. So Team 2's player alone of Ken pretty much matching Geneva, and then assisting with Triple Q there in the lead for air control. They already have a missile loaded. Just pushing everything into one facility, trying to pump out as many ASFs as he can. Rift Station getting his own efforts, and he's building some strat bombers, some revenants. That'll be a nice, interesting play if we can coordinate with his teammates. In terms of ecos, we are at 25 minutes. Both teams at 1.1k mass per second, and Team 1 still in the lead now by 40,000 mass versus the 20 I said earlier. SMD online here for Geneva, wants to be protected in the rear. Probably should have put it here to cover Capricious's base, probably Ascavera's base, and even the Duelist base had he put it like right here, but decides not to for some reason. Be a nice group SMD instead of an individual SMD. ARAS going down here for Triplicate, wants to get his augmented resource acquisition system, I think is what the acronym is, for some more nice juicy mass and energy. Will we see a lot of players build some of those RASCOMs? We'll have to see. Land, it's very much a premium in this game. A lot of it taken up by the land formations in this match. But we probably won't see a lot of mass fab farms. We'll probably see more RASCOMs than mass fabs. Maybe mass fabs around the facilities here for the mass extractors. That's about it. But the nuke has finished. At least the silo has finished. And it is currently loading over 50% so far. It would be a nice juicy target for Team 1 to go after. They could go after Triplicate here. They could go after Stars' base. They could go Triplicate's base. They probably would want to go after the air player here in the rear. But he has his own SMD, and that's half loaded. They could try to sneak it past the player of Rift Station. That'd be a good position to take out. First experimental of the game, the chicken bot, Yathotha? I think that's how you say it. Seraphim names are hard. That's why they're named the chicken, or they're nicknamed the chicken instead of Yathotha, because it's a really, really interesting name to say, and it's a lot easier to write chicken than it is that. But the Volcano, the T2 tactical missile defense for the Aeon faction, the best TMD in the game. They can distract multiple missiles. Very effective against these Vipers that spawn multiple missiles. But there is the thing as too much, and it looks like it's a little too much for all these TMD to handle. More and more missiles constantly raining in on this position. Team 1's players got to deal with this somehow. And we even see the missiles fly off in all different directions, and even a wall forming right here with some PD trying to secure this T1 mass extractor with a banger in there as well. Nice little positioning of an AA gun. Kind of far down there, but you know, it's something. Large army for Capricious. Does not want to use it. Team 2 doesn't really have a whole lot of defenses. They're building Oblivions on the other side of the volcano. Not the best position, I would say. But we are seeing some T3 mobile shields. We have that chicken, of course. The Team 1's got to be aware of this. Sniper bot's kind of inching their way forward. We have a Titan kind of just walking forth. Oh, that Titan goes bye-bye. And this is the range of those. Actually, those are Ken's forces. You can see the range of the snipers. You can actually just keep them here and not push them forward. They are fairly weak. Only 700 hit points on those bots. You got to be aware of that. With this position being overrun by missiles to the east. Not really looking good here for Team 1. At least on that eastern side. And the Duelist has been ousted from this position. The nuke has launched and it went after Stars' base. was building an SMD a little too late here. He will be out of range, but his entire base is up in smoke. One mass extractor left on that. Oh, and a mass storage, but that doesn't really count. The chicken here is just kind of sitting and waiting. The order for be given. The order to be given. Triple K's forces kind of hanging out to the west. Hasn't built a lot of T2 yet. Built an SMD here to protect his forces and friends here in the middle, which is what Team 1 should be doing, especially with the... I mean, there's one here, but not the best positioning of it. The chicken is going to march forward against a Colossus. Ooh, this is going to be hard for Team 2 to deal with. The Colossus just going to sit there and take some shots. The pings go down for it to move. I think that's his goal. At least Ken's goal is to draw the Colossus in closer. Chicken underneath shield coverage does... Oh, no, there goes the shields. Never mind. It was under shield coverage. The chicken might win this fight with all the accompanying Zooey, especially if that Colossus does not move. It's already below 50% of its hit points. The Percys are moving in to assist. We have Whalers coming in. A lot of effort here from both teams to take out both the experimentals. The chicken gets a rank of veterancy, but the Janus and Whalers overpower it. Doesn't really matter. ASF will tussle over the top of this volcano. Transport will be shot down, most likely in the mix of all of that. ASF's here for Geneva as well, so multiple players on both teams have gone a lot of air. Duelist has some. Oh, the turns aren't favoring Team 2. Ooh, that was a bad turn. Way out of alignment. Ooh, it's going to hurt. Geneva might pull out. ASF got to come back here from Triple Q. They got to secure this air victory, but it's a little too late. Team 1 will gain air control for now. The Whalers have brought forth. A lot of them have died, but they have dealt with a lot of those Vipers here. More bangers are on approach to deal with them. They are very tanky. This position will not fall. Would like to see a T2 facility here to pump out the Vipers right next door instead of just walk them all the way over there. You can see the long trail they have to walk. Easier just to build a couple of, like, put these facilities there. A lot easier. Saves on travel time. But the forces to the west here from Ken are going to push forward. Again, I keep thinking the colors are so similar, especially on this background. And even Ken's, and these aren't even Ken's, these are Triple Q's. He has some Rascoms building a lot of AA. I love this, using his Rascoms to build AA to support his teammate on the ground. He's even built an SMD as well. So multiple SMDs in the middle here for Team 2. So that nuke will pretty much be nullified, and the Rascoms are being targeted here against Capricious. Got to pull those back. They have shields on them. Are those Rambo? Those are Rambos. So it does look like Capricious might be using some Rambo preset commanders to bolster his land forces, and a Fat Boy will definitely assist in that game as well. Team 2 is essentially almost non-existent here on this little peninsula. Plateau. That's the word I was looking for. Again, for some reason my brain wants to say plateau whenever... peninsula whenever it wants to say plateau. And it even struggled to do that. So... there you go. But Team 2 now taking up over 50% of the map. Looks like forces for Ken are going to start moving in on this position. Looks like Stars has given everything over to Ken, at least on this western side. Where is Stars? He's in the game. Where's your command? Barely clicked off screen there. Apologies for that. Where's your command? Oh, he's right here. And so it does look like Stars says, well, I'm pretty much out of the game. He should have built some other facilities here, a couple of maybe land factories or something. Nuke says Jaguar. Yep, Team 2 does have a nuke launcher. Needs some shielding around that. Okay, so I understand that there's not a lot of room. I get that. But please do not put your nuke launcher next to your SMD, and that's next to a PGen. Not a good idea. I know you want the adjacency bonus. I understand that. But it's not a good idea to put a volatile structure next to two very important structures. Not a good idea. That Fat Boy is starting to pressure Team 2's land force to fall back. We even had some forces from Rift Station coming in on the eastern side, trying to use the plateaus to their advantage. Team 1 scooping up the Colossus, and then we'll scoop up the chicken here fairly shortly. There's a new chicken here for Team 2. But Team 2 not wanting to push it. Yeah, it's probably not the best idea. Artillery raining in all the time. The Rascoms being used to push them back, at least the Fat Boy back, and will now shield both the AA and the artillery to ensure that they are protected. Very good move on that front. The Fat Boy here for Capricious trying to target these units. Can't get a line of sight due to the fact that there's just this plateau in the middle of the way. And artillery from one Gunther still trying to make its effort down here. I love this placement of the SMD here. It's going to be very hard to hit this from a lot of different things. Natural boundaries, natural environments, very useful if you use them correctly. But more whalers going to be brought forth. A monkey very not in the best position, honestly, with all these whalers. There's not a lot of AA support. These AA flak are not in range. Oh, now they're starting to be in range. They've noticed the monkey. They're going to target the monkey. The monkey's health is falling quite rapidly, and it will die before these whalers are destroyed, and the ASF are protecting them as well. It was a good attempt here by Rift Station, but executed very poorly. Didn't have enough AA cover to support it. And now those whalers will have to retreat to avoid the AA here for Team 2. Team 1, in terms of mass per second, they are dead even with Team 2 as well. They're accelerating at the same rate. We have the Duelist and Geneva sharing a base here. They're building their nuke silos, but we have another nuke. It is here from Team 1. Once again, it's here from Capricious. Where is this one going? It's going to land right here. The SMD is just loaded, so that will protect. Oh, actually, it's over here. And this one will take it out as well. That nuke is nullified. Still, nothing is claimed over here. It does look like an engineer will go over there from Triplicate to claim all of those mixers. Very, not disappointing, but kind of weird that Stars would just give up. I mean, it's his only comm. He's not doing anything. He's just standing there. One mass a second. I mean, you could at least try to come back in the game somewhat. I mean, I understand your whole base is gone, but that doesn't mean you just give up. A nuke from Team 1 again? Where is this nuke launcher coming from? Oh, it's here from the base of Jaguar. And where is this one going? It's going for this position. The nuke launcher is not loaded. Triplicate has to get out of there. Hopefully some of those engineers will build it in time. It will not. This is in... Oh, he's going to... Oh, but the SMD here down from the south from... Triplicate will save this base here for Triplicate, but there are two Fat Boys inbound. Units are starting to move in. The chicken will push forward. These Fat Boys probably pushed a little bit too close. If it wasn't for the fact that that nuke silo down in the south was online and had one loaded, they had a good positioning. But unfortunately, there was a little bit of an oversight, and now the chicken will fight a couple of Fat Boys on the slopes of a volcano. Get a nice little screenshot of that. Look at that, one Fat Boy already down. There's a all these plateaus make it hard to get a camera angle. Stop it! But the Percys are focusing the Fat Boy. The second, the Fat Boy, the chicken. The Fat Boy is taken out. And now in come the Thams. The chicken falls in the middle of all of those Percys. Those Percys have got to move, and that Iron Storm's going to chew them up. Some of them will get out of range. Titans will suffer, though. Percys will suffer. But this push here from Team 1 won't amount to a whole lot. Another Fat Boy here, and another chicken, and another Colossus. Capricious is pumping out experimentals as fast as he can. And it's essentially just a deadlock here for Team 1 and Team 2. But Team 1 will benefit from the mass from those battles because they are closer to it. A lot of those forces are going to hide behind the volcano to try to avoid enemy fire. But there is a Tsar that might be started here for, I guess that's the Duelist? I guess he's the Aeon player, or one of the Aeon players, so maybe. I love the fact that you can just build a Tsar in the middle of a mountain. Love it. Team 2 launches their own nuke. This time it is targeting that base here. There's essentially nothing here except a couple of Rascoms, actually Rambo comms, Fat Boy, and a Colossus that won't die to the nuke. That nuke is online, and it is coming. It is inbound. It's going to land probably right on top of that Fat Boy. It's going to... Here it comes. We're going to turn the camera, get a nice little view. Kaboom! Takes out Rambo Preset Commanders. Takes out that Fat Boy. It does a little bit of damage to the Colossus, but not a whole lot. And that's going to be a huge hole for Team 2 to now exploit. But a push here from the west from a bunch of T2 units here. from Jaguar. Honestly, we'll be able to take on a lot of the sniper bots, but essentially that's about it. A lot of Oblivion turrets in the mix here. Decent amount of shielding. That force is already starting to be withered fairly quickly. Not really going to go their way, unfortunately. As Cavalier builds an experimental, it is a... what is it? Oh, it's a bug. That is interesting choice. It is an air experimental for the Cybran, so not surprised by that. But the chicken will fight the Colossus once again. Who will win the fight? But there are Mongoose, there are Avora, there is a whole bunch. The Colossus gets a rank at veterancy for that kill. The Iron Storm's going to just completely annihilate that force here for Team 2. Now that Colossus falls, forces here from the player of Rift Station. The colors for both the yellow and the glow-in-the-dark green are very similar, so it's very hard to tell the difference at close, going at a far distance away. But that Soul Ripper will start to just go after these units. It's not AA here again. A deficit here for the player of Rift Station, not building AA. At least, bouncers or something. The bouncers are over here. Sorry, the bangers are over here. Should build some bouncers. But they are producing a bunch of Gunthers, trying to just knock out Team 1 again. There's nothing left here. They're trying to target whatever down here, but the plateau is making it very difficult. The ASFs here for Team 2 come in for the bug. Will it be enough? No, it won't. And now just giving more air control here to Team 1. Team 1 of Geneva has 172, and the Duelist has 75. Another nuke is launched here at this position here. The SMD is directly targeted. Actually, it was taken out, and that is where the nuke is going. It's not as gotta hurt. And, of course, this nuke silo, defense silo was out as well. The Team 2 is defenseless. Another nuke is launched as well. This time here from Team 1. Once again, they're probably going to blanket the middle of the map. No, they're going in the rear. It looks like... No, that's the Disruptor that's now online. Where is this one going? Going in the rear. Oh, it's going after Triplicate Space. He does not have an SMD, so he is dead. And he's not moving, so this will be a kill. Oh, but the SMD here for Team 2's player of... Can keeps him alive. We have artillery fire from both teams now. Been focused on the land game, not necessarily the base wars or the the end game ender sort of thing. But nuke is almost built here for Jaguar. I hear a Duke firing. Where is it? I know I saw the artillery shot. Oh, he's just staring. Oh, maybe it's in Geneva's base. Oh, yep, there's two of them. Oh, look at that. There's two of them already online. And I thought I saw a Hovatham. We have the Disruptor down here. Needs more shielding. Rift Station is going for cloaking. Again, not the best place to sit when you're next to artillery, but one Hovatham online. Second one being built as we speak. So it's a 2v2 scenario here for Team 1 and Team 2 versus artillery. Constantly raining in all the time. It does look like Team 1 does have the better shielding. Only having one shield around that Disruptor. Okay, the second one comes online. Okay, good. I was like, Another nuke is launched, this time from Jaguar. Where is it going? Well, it looks like it's going for this base. There's 4 anti-nukes loaded. Yeah, it's going for that base. There's 4 anti-nukes loaded. I think that's what the artillery is trying to target. There's also a nuke that's almost finished as well. Oh, some of the engineers died, but the nuke is still online with a couple of hit points left, and it drops short. Takes out 2 chickens. The front line here for Team 2 is severely weakened. But Team 1 doesn't really have a lot on the ground except the Colossus. That's really about it. They're not going to push the advantage for now. Nice little formation here with a couple, looks like a sideways infinity sign almost. Like they're circling in between one another. It's really cool kind of formation. But needs more shielding around that SMD. I'm surprised it didn't go after the base. But taking out 2 chickens, pretty worth a nuke. But looks like, let's look at Team's 1 base, but their shielding still very healthy. It does look like they're not targeting the same thing in terms of the artillery here for Team 2. Having them both under control of Geneva will allow him to be like, well, I want both of them to fire this place. But the nuke does launch here for Team 2's player of Q, and now it's going for this secondary base up here. Three land facilities, headquarters. That's not worth the mass, unfortunately. And now this base is gone. Kaboom! Takes out everything but T3 mass extractor. So he needs to bring in some engineers to rebuild whatever he wants over there. Definitely sad he lost 3 T3 land headquarters. Doesn't even have T3 land anywhere else. So has to build another one. I like the idea of backups, but don't have your backups all right next to each other. I think the artillery here from Ken is trying to target the nuke here for Capricious. I think that is the target. Jaguar also has a nuke, but is using both UEF and Cybran shielding to protect it. So Cybran not the best, but UEF is a good choice, of course, when you don't have access to Seraphim tech. The gunship brigade over here being assisted by a bunch of ASFs here for Team 1. Team 2's air player here for Ken will move in. And these gunships will be taken out. Unfortunately, a lot of bouncers. It does look like Rift Station finally learned his mistake. It's going to build a bunch of deals. Bouncer T3 mobile AA. Where did that... I felt like we missed where the bug landed. Or the bug ended up. Because the bug was built here for Team 1's player of As Cavalier. But I don't... He's building another one. Oh, it's right here. Okay. I was like, I wonder where it went. It's wrapping up its hit points. But... another Fat Boy pushing forward. A lot of AA here. The duelist has to be aware of that. His ASF kind of just sitting in not the best position, but it does look like some of them are targeting the... it looked like they were targeting the ground, but I guess not. ASF are now, kind of hovering now. Makes it a lot easier targets for those SAM sites to hit. Artillery installation here to the west here. That was once the duelist, now under control of Team 2. And now this game is pretty much switched. Team 2 has control of a lot of the plateau, but now they've lost this position, so they've gone from this side to this side. Team 1 kind of slowly being hemmed in, though. They don't have a lot of auxiliary installations, but another nuke is launched here from Team 1's play of Jaguar. Where is this one going? Down here. The anti-nuke is gone. The nuke is gone. Q has to leave. Rift Station kind of still sitting there. New SMD says Jaguar. Nope, it's gone. It was being built, but it's not being focused. And there comes the nuke. Oh, it's going to land, take out a couple of RAS ACUs. Oh, this is going to hurt. Kaboom. And it takes out the comm of Rift Station, just barely on the edge there. Triple Q just kind of hanging out down here. Was EMP'd for a second. A couple of VAS comms did not make it, but he'll make it out of there. Rift Station says, what? Yeah, your comm wasn't protected by a SMD anymore. That's why you died. So, Triple Q just kind of hanging out now. It's like, well, this is my life now. I'm just sit here. Now, essentially, everything in control of a pink player besides in triplicate is this base over here, and then, of course, his main base. But another crab, or at least a crab here for Team 2. The Colossus isn't moving. Pings are furiously going down, saying, look, it has this thing that's shooting at you. Another nuke lands. Actually, that's probably not... That is not a nuke. It's the comm of stars being killed by Ken. Killed by Ken? What? How? What the... Oh, it could have been some P-gens, maybe? Oh, it was a P-gen, yeah. It was blown up. So we have technically friendly fire. But that will be awarded to Geneva for that kill. Again, Stars wasn't in the match very much anymore, so not really a huge issue for losing that comm. But 2 crabs are going to pinch and maneuver this Fat Boy. And that Fat Boy should be moving now, but it is not. And that Fat Boy will die. Shielding is down, and there goes the Fat Boy. There's another Fat Boy back here. A chicken pushing here to the west. We have 2 experimentals on the south and 1 to the west. And there's not a lot of forces here. I keep hearing explosions. It is a RAS comm. It is not a actual comm. But a horde of whalers are inbound. There are a lot of bouncers here. They should be targeting this first. They do go after those bouncers. It's a lot of AA. Is it going to be enough? ASF here for Team 2 will move in and assist the bouncers. The ASF here for Team 1's player Duelist will come in as well with Ken and, of course, Q's Air Forces. Well, I guess... the remaining forces for... Again, the colors are so similar. It does look like those are Ken's, though. A little bit... The lightish red, pink are a little bit faded. But another nuke from Jaguar. Man, he is pumping out those nukes. Looks like he's going for either this base or he's going for this place. Yep. Not really a lot there, actually. Should have been more useful here, but more units kind of coming in all the time. Those ASF are going after the bugs. Both bugs are down. Team 1 will retain air control, but they've lost their air experimentals, and now another Fat Boy is gone. The chicken dies. The other crab will be taken out. This crab will probably stay online a little bit longer, but again, it is a complete air control now here for Team 1. ASF should not be going in single fire. There's a lot of AA nearby, so a lot of those ASF for the duelist are gone. Geneva's still holding strong with his ASF, but the artillery here for Team 2 should be focused on this position. They're even building a Novax with that limited space that they have. All those little drones trying to hold that shield online. And to the south, we have 2 Hoverthams. Of course, we lost the Disruptor here from Triple Q, so now it's still a 2v2 scenario in terms of artillery. Looks like Team 1's doing a lot better job with their artillery management versus Team 2. But the nukes here from Jaguar are just constantly raining in all the time. That is the new target, at least as one of those artillery. We have a bunch of engineers loaded onto that Constellation. Constellation? Yeah, Continental, not Constellation. But we have a thin row of defenses here for Team 1 trying to breach the valley here. Loyalists trying to get underneath shield coverage, try to target the shield directly. Brick's trying to avoid it. There's even some Ravagers back here. Geneva builds another experimental. That is the Novax I mentioned earlier, but those crabs are still alive. They're going to push forward, take out this position on the west, avoid this column of death. Team 1 constantly losing ground in this fight. They're pushing with a lot of AA, so pretty much denying Team 1's ability to just use a bunch of bombers, which they'll still use them. They'll get one run in, but there's a lot of AA here. Rascom's going down as fast as they are brought up with all of that inbound fire. T2 gunships from these Stingers are targeting the stronger of the 2 crabs. Not the best idea there. Should be targeting the weaker one. Whalers brought in as well. Some ASF here for Team 2 trying to help out, but there's not a lot of support that they can do. Broadswords. Not broads. Wow, bouncers. Trying to target all those whalers. Most of those whalers are gone now. There's still a few more. Bouncers trying to target what they can. They're targeting the lead crab. The crab is almost dead, but they should have been targeting the one in the rear and then taking out the front one. But these crabs cannot shoot high enough to take out that base for Jaguar. The land environment making it very difficult for these players to really go after what they want versus a flat environment. Bouncers still should be targeting these whalers and Stingers. There's so many aircraft here. It's target saturation at this point. Now they're targeting all of the AA support. That push did a lot, but it didn't really do a lot, if that makes sense. It did a decent amount, but lasting damage, not so much. There are a couple of bricks. Will they get the nuke? Well, the nuke launcher was taken out here for Capricious, or at least at some point it was. There's some Percival's targeting that. They're somehow targeting that Continental. But Capricious, his comm, was shot by a couple of those Percies, but that's about it. The bricks won't get very far. Not even killing a T3 mass extractor. That's a lot of firepower from those air units. I did make a comment that I think air units can be very powerful in this game, and they are. Still, 2 artillery still online here for Team 2. This position not even shielded. The shields are actually turned off. Triple Q still kind of holding out down here. He's built an SMD to try to sway the incoming threat of any nukes. Team 1 has 1 nuke launcher, but they have 2 artillery that have been paid for themselves immensely. They've essentially got an assisted friendly kill on Team 2's comm of Star Z. A nuke is launched. Now it's going for this position. Nothing to defend against that. Jaguar, how much mass have you killed with this thing? 273,000 mass. Artillery raining in all the time to try to take that nuke launcher out. And at the same time, the air grid is starting to slowly wither away. Triplicate trying to assist with his own Aeon shielding, but that gets taken out. Trying to do the best he can. Builds a hydrocarbon in the middle of all of that mess. Where is Team? Oh, it's right here. I was like, where is Team 2's air headquarters? It's right there. Team 3, T3 air headquarters. But now with no AA defenses, we're very limited. These whalers are just acting en masse. They don't really care if they die. There's so many of them. Now the artillery is raining into this position, trying to see if they can puncture anything. An assist is still going down. Team 1 using that not old, but very important assisting the shields to stay online mechanic. Very effective. And as you can see, these shields have barely faulted here for Team 1's Geneva. He's even building a third Duke. And with that, I think Team 2 is in it for a world of hurt. Their airfield starting to slowly die away. Team 2 would love to keep this online for as long as possible or build another artillery installation. I don't know why they haven't. Triplicate, you could have been building that over here. Why are you assisting? Oh, I guess some artillery hit it. But yeah, it's just not looking good here for Team 2. But they are still roughly keeping up with the mass per second game at 1.3 versus 1.4 for Team 1. And the ASF power here for Geneva was just so strong. Artillery raining in takes out a couple of those drones. And now ASFs for Duelist will take out the ASFs here for Ken. A couple of Stingers will kind of just roam the battlefield, take whatever they can out. There is an SMD underneath, or right next to that Quantum Gateway. Oh, there goes. Oh, squad of NGs just takes it to the face. And still, there's still artillery raining in all the time. A monkey versus a monkey, but the monkey has assisting whalers, and the T2 monkey does not, or Team 2 monkey does not. And we'll definitely side, and he's going to turn around. We even have a bunch of strap bombers. A lot of them miss, but I think the damage is done. There goes the laser. Laser's online. There goes the monkey. Goodbye, monkey. Gives that monkey almost a full rank of veterancy. Strap bombers will be taken out, though, but the damage is done. And looks like Team 2 has just lost a lot of their steam with the player of Triple Q knocked out. Pretty much was just siding with Team 1 at that point. This base not being shielded definitely affecting Team 2's ability to fight back in this game. I mean, they're losing P-Gens, they're losing mass, extractors. I mean, looks like Team 1 is gone. Nope, it's not going to be enough to puncture the main base. We'll just take out something else. The little yellow dots from the shots that have gone off the map. Duelist base, though, starting to lose its shielding, though. Let's see if there'll be a couple more shots that will rain in and deal a death blow. Oh, there goes. Oh, this shot was to the right. They're trying to build that T3 shield generator quick enough. There's an SMD here. Wouldn't like to lose that, but it's not the end of the world. Artillery fire misses constantly. They're taking out the air facilities. The shield will pop online. Very lucky here for the Duelist. Looks like he was going to lose that base, but it is still online. He's just hiding under Geneva's. He knows the base to protect, and they're building a fourth Duke. I think with 4 Dukes, that is going to be enough to crack any shielding for the time being. Just pumping out more Rascoms here for Ascavera. Ascavalier, not Ascavera. But 2 monkeys versus 1 will only go one way, especially with that monkey from Team 1 fairly hurt. But Triplicate has been defeated by Geneva. Looks like the laser took him out. GG, says Triplicate. Oh, it even looks like the artillery did him in, I think is what it was. Now it's essentially just Ken versus the world. Triple Q is going to build a teleporter, maybe try to do some teleporting nastiness from the Cybernets, but a whole line of Rascoms go down. That's got to hurt. And Team 2, Ken has recalled the battle. He pretty much knew it was going one way. With pretty much the play here for Team 1, the most influential player, the most high-rated player, whatever, not high-rated, but high-value player in the game was definitely Geneva. He had air control for a long time. He built 2, 3, almost 4 Dukes and a Novax. He held off the air incursions from Team 2, pretty much allowing them to hold back Team 2 long enough for Team 1 to build a nice bunker, hide underneath it, and then destroy everything on the other side of the field. But Jaguar did have a lot of effort. 391,000 mass killed with 1 nuke launcher. That is more, that's almost 2 Paragons. Well, no, it was a Paragon 250,000? 200,000? 250. I think it's 250. Anyway. But more than anything on the map that Team 2 built in terms of one single structure, destroyed by that 1 nuke launcher. So again, thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment down below. And of course, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, if you've been enjoying the cast and enjoying my videos, I encourage you to do so. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. And I will see all of you wonderful people. And yes, I am talking to you in the next one.